Welcome, Dolphins. Welcome to another Podcox episode. Thank you for joining us. My name is Jake Castellanos, and I am very excited to introduce our guest today. He is locally born, grown, and employed. He is a proud CSUCI alumni and has been working in the produce industry for nearly 15 years. And he currently serves as a director of quality assurance and logistics at Mission Produce. Let us please welcome to the show Frank Briseño. Welcome, Frank, to the show.
Hello, Jake. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. Excited to spend this time with you guys.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Frank, we'll get right into this. First and foremost, how are you staying safe and well during these times?
Quarantine as much as possible, only going out, when necessary. We initially was working from home, had the luxury of being able to do that, but have gone back into the office, into our packing plant. We haven't stopped producing there. So we wear face masks as much as possible in public, when around other people, when we're in the office as well. If I'm outside of my office area and we're in the halls or in the packing house, wherever it may be, we're wearing masks at all times. When you go into the packing house, we try to be precautious, wear gloves, and just, I've gotten tested as well, just to be cautious. I haven't had any symptoms, anything like that, but, I just want to be making sure, as a food provider to the country that, we're all on the up and up and we're clear.
Yeah, that's great. And, just taking it one step at a time, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Day by day, it seems like it changes.
Yeah, absolutely. So Frank, please tell the audience listening in, what are some pieces of advice that you would share with someone right now who's looking for work, searching for work, in today?
Okay. Yeah, I would say don't get discouraged by possible lack of opportunities that might not be there right now, or that might not fall in the categories that you are looking for. I would say keep hammering away, keep knocking on doors until you get into that. Persistence is key. Once you get into that and able to get into that door, I would say do your research on the company that you're targeting, that you're applying for. Know what they do, know why they do it, know how they do it and where they do it. It's always being able to spit some knowledge on in an interview, about the company shows that you're interested in, that you take preparation seriously for something, right? So that's something that I've always done when I've interviewed. Is something that that makes people stand out to me that interview with me. So yeah, those are a couple of tidbits that I would definitely use, and yeah, just keep hammering away, man. Don't get discouraged.
Yeah, research is key. I think getting to know how you personally connect with a company that you're looking into is a way to not just not just go through the application process, but go even further and beyond, like you're saying, and make that connection
Above
to
and
the
beyond.
employer. Yeah,
Beyond, go above and beyond for sure.
absolutely. All right. Frank, have you noticed any trends right now within the industry you're in, and kind of for anyone looking into going into, agriculture, produce industry, what would you recommend to them, and specifically for jobs there?
Yeah, I mean, right now in the avocado industry and the produce industry, in general, it's moving towards a lot of sustainability movement, initiatives, in particular food waste initiatives. Able to reduce this in this aspect of our industry. With that, there are new technologies and products that are being rolled out, tested and developed, in order to prolong shelf life, in order to avoid waste throughout the supply chain, from origin to store level, all the way down to the consumer. So yeah, definitely, some people might not think of produce as very technology based, but we do put a lot of effort in technology and how we transport cargo, not just refrigerated, but you know different levels of oxygen, CO2, nitrogens that we have inside of the transportation containers, in order to maximize those shelf lives, using, the own respiration of fruit in order to, reduce waste and stuff like that. So there's a lot of technology that are out there, a lot of research and development that's being done currently by us, by other firms, by outside third party providers, that really adds to this sustainability aspect. So that is one of the trends that I see right now within our industry.
That's great. And picking up on those technical skill sets, right? Different programs. Are there any certifications or programs you're kind of known about, aware of, that maybe students can look into, like taking themselves or preparing for those kind of technologies?
A lot of students that come in and that come through our internship program go through some sort of there's ag technology, right? There's different things like that, like just focusing on the ag sector. That I think the more you learn about the actual produce, the fruit, lets you understand what the fruit and the produce industry is about, and what that really piece of product is, in order for you to come up with different technologies, in order to better serve that part of the industry. So anything to do with ag, and I know they have ag technical services, stuff like that, that you can do. And I know up north, not to promote another university, but Davis up north, I've gone up there. They're really agricultural. They have seminars, a week, 2 weeks, and where they really go into the ripening part, that you can learn different aspects of that. And that's, that's one of the things that I hope in the future moving forward, CSUCI really turns into that, agricultural based school, because, we are agricultural based, part of the nation, which we provide a lot of ag services to. So yeah, for sure, there's different avenues that you can explore, to get more versed in the field, for sure.
Awesome, awesome. And just, yeah, being able to showcase that knowledge of, even on the fruit level too,
Yeah,
specifically, that sounds really important as well.
absolutely.
Awesome. Um, Frank, kind of, looking at your career, your journey, has there been a piece of advice you received for your career that stood out to you, and what was that, and how did you use it?
Yeah, I think it goes for my career as well, just in life in general. I mean, never burn a bridge. I mean, I
Mhm.
know people say that, and they, they say, hey, don't burn bridges, let alone torch them, right? So I can't begin to tell you the amount of times that I've come across people that I've worked with years in the past, and or employers that I've worked with years in the past and left, some amicably, some less amicably, but I never, like I said, never burn a bridge. And you interact with them, and you are in need of their services, or there's a future business endeavor that can be brought upon, and it all became possible because you didn't burn that bridge as much as you might have wanted to at the time, right? Sometimes relationships don't end cordially, but you always want to leave those doors open, because you never know what could happen in the future. You just never know. So that would be a piece of advice: is, sometimes it's better just hold your tongue in a little bit, and hey, later on those fruits will come to bear, for sure.
Absolutely. I think that's a great piece of advice. And um, in our office, we talk a lot about networking and creating connections, but it's kind of a two-step process, right? You not only do you have to create connections, but maintain those. And I think it's that piece of maintaining connections is really what provides the dividends for the network.
Absolutely.
That's great. Um, so, Frank, being a CI alum, what can you tell the audience? What does this mean to you, being a part of this community, and how are you today staying connected?
So CSU CI is my alma mater, and it's very dear to my heart. I was the first one in my family to get my college degree, and I could honestly say commencement day was one of the happiest and most gratifying days in my life. I still get chills when I think about it. That's why when now it makes me so sad to think about the people that couldn't walk this year, right? So to me, it was such an important day in my life that it just brought it all full circle. So that's the kind of that CSUCI holds in my heart. It was a special moment for myself. I try to donate periodically to the university, not just monetarily, but my time, by like in this endeavor, Dolphin Connect. Trying to reach out and if I could serve as a mentor to somebody or give advice to anyone who might need it, I'm open and willing to do that because nobody gets to where they're at without a little bit of advice or a little bit of pushing or a little bit of help, right? So I think I've learned that along the way, and that's one of the ways that I want to give back to my alma mater is for sure, be available to students and those who needs a little bit of advice.
That's great. I like that a lot, and I think that's a very encouraging thing to hear, right? That it keeps going forward. It doesn't just stop,
Absolutely.
and passing it along, which is really important, and you're doing so. We appreciate that, as you being a part of our community, and that's
I
awesome.
appreciate you guys. It's great. It's something that really makes me happy to be able to help, when I can.
That's awesome. Frank, my last question for you today is, do you have any last words of motivation or inspiration for anyone joining us today, and this pod talks?
For sure. I mean, if I can get to where I'm at, you can also become successful. From humble beginnings, immigrant parents that worked produce pack houses in the field on harvest crews for whatever commodity was in season, showing us hard work. Having my first job at McDonald's when I was 16 years old, when I wasn't sure what I wanted to do in with my life. One thing I never stopped was working. I never stopped trying hard. I never stopped busting my hump. So work hard, bust your hump. It'll get noticed. Put in the work, plant the seeds, nurture them, water them, and you will see the fruits of your labor start to bear. I mean, just keep working. That's all I can say. Sometimes hard work is smart work as well. So just never stop grinding and just keep pushing. If you set your goals to be this high, then that's where you're going to get. But if you set your goals to get this high, then you're going to want to attain them and keep rolling. So just keep driving and keep working.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So thank you so much, Frank. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you joining us today, and look forward to talking with you again soon.
Thank you, Jake. I appreciate it, man. You guys have a good one. Stay
Thank
safe.
you.